Hello, 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 Angel here. Welcome to or back to my channel. Thank you for spending some time with me. So today we are doing a bit of a mishmash and a bit of a VR response to Mystic Mand. I saw a video that they had put out on their channel about decks they wanted to work with more, which kind of mimicked the thought that I've been having since filming my latest video, Decks Discovered by Others. In that video, I showed this deck. This is the Mary L Tarot, 2nd edition, edged in silver. And I was speaking about this deck in that video, about the fact that I feel quite intimidated by this deck because it feels so deep and so spiritual. Now, I have used this deck in some readings, warning for nudity, sorry, but generally it stays in order on my tarot shelf, which is a real shame. And I think the reason is that I feel intimidated by it, and therefore I don't trust myself that I am able to, I'm going to say, decipher the messages from the cards, which is really daft because I have quite a few other decks in my collection and which I read intuitively, and I trust the messages coming through to me. But with this deck, I feel that because it feels so advanced to me, I feel that the messages that I'm getting through, the intuitive messages that I'm getting through, are not correct. It sounds strange. It sounds strange to me when I'm saying it, but that's the way I feel about this deck. And I just feel that I've really just got to get over myself and just use the deck and trust myself that the messages that I are sparked by the images are the messages I'm supposed to receive. So this is definitely a deck that I want to work with more. This is a definite card that I worked with a lot when I had pulled it for the readings that I did. Anyway, that's by the by. I'm going to leave it out of order. I'm actually going to shuffle it, because if I shuffle it, then I kind of feel that it's it's in rotation. I'm doing it. I'm living the dream. I'm working with the deck. Rebel, such a rebel. So that's the first one. That's the first deck that I want to work with more. This is the second deck. This is, well, let me give you the right title. This is the Lost Code of Tarot. Let me show you the backs as well, would be a great start. These are the backs, they're like a grey colour. And these are the fronts. And they're like a sepia tone. I'm going to do this actually and show you the cards like this. It was the art style that drew me to this deck. I've never used it. I think I've spoken about this once on my channel, if memory serves correctly. And to be honest, this deck was on the chopping block. And it's been on the chopping block for quite a while, because it's the same again. I feel intimidated by this deck and I don't know what it is about it. Well, maybe I kind of do. One reason is there's these symbols here, which are spoken about in the guidebook, and they add an extra layer to the cards and to the reading, which kind of makes me think, this is a bit more of a serious deck, something I've really got to, know what the symbols mean, which of course you don't. I don't have to do that at all. I can just, read it off the bat and, go with what my gut says about it, the messages I get through. And the other thing I think that puts me off about this deck, which if I can just move along here, is that they're pips is the word I'm looking for. There we've got the cups. These are the discs, I believe, or the pentacles, sorry. The wands, which are like clubs. And what's the last one we're missing? Oh, swords, obviously. These are the swords. And also, the court cards are illustrated. And I think they're really interesting. The art style is really cool. But I don't know, it's just something about it. And I think it's the same again. I just need to, get over myself and just do it. Or otherwise I'm going to have to think about rehoming this, because this has been here in my collection for a long time, sitting, unloved and not being used. So that was two. I've got another few decks to show you. Let's move on to this one, which is, I think if you've seen my channel for any moment of time, you're going to recognise this. This is the Thoth Tarot. I have a definite... This one's definitely on a pedestal. which is daft. Feel so intimidated by this deck. I've cut the borders off because I was trying to bond with it. I edged it in black because I wanted to make it less unreachable. I wanted to make it more reachable to me, and I thought by lopping off the borders I kind of was making it my own. That didn't work. I put it in a super duper soft bag to make it feel, you know, a bit more comfy, cozy. I don't know, but anyway, it's not working. I'm sure you've seen the Thoth, but I don't know, I totally feel like this is up on a pedestal and that I'm not worthy enough to read it. What's that all about? You know, I was kind of thinking about the reasons that I don't use certain decks and the certain decks that I feel quite intimidated by. And I was thinking, I would understand it if I read for others. You know, and obviously, you know, if I was taking payment for reading for others, then obviously I would need to know my stuff and I need to, you know, be a good reader. And don't understand me incorrectly here, but I'm just going to say that I only read for myself. So the messages that I get through are only for me. And what does it matter if, you know, they are not the, I'm going to say, the right messages in inverted commas? It doesn't matter at all. It's only for me. I'm only reading for myself. So I really totally got to get over myself and just get this deck out and start using it. What's my problem? I think I'm going to be a bit of a rebel. Do you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to shuffle it. This deck has always been in order. Dare I do it? I do. She who dares wins. One more time. Let's give it some overhand shuffling. Oh, I feel quite nervous. No, I'm joking. I don't. Okay, last time. That was a terrible shuffle, but that's just the way it is. So yeah, that's it. It's done. It's shuffled. What's this card? I need to go to the guidebook, so I don't know this one. The Four of Swords with Jupiter, sorry. Yeah, Rider-Waite-Smith says to me that, you know, it's time to have a bit of a rest, time to take a bit of recovery, maybe step back. I don't know what Thoth says or means. I'm going to have to look for the guidebook, but what was the bottom card? The Ace of Cups. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm going to keep you posted because I don't know if that's going to work or not. You know, let's move on to the next deck. The next deck is, oh, this one. This is a Fournier deck. I'm not going to try and butcher the name of this deck. This is back in order. I've had this quite a while. I got it really, really early on in my tarot journey. These are the backs, which I think are absolutely beautiful. I've edged mine in pink, which I think is absolutely beautiful. And as mentioned, did use it quite a lot for daily draws. But I feel there is so much going on in this artwork. And so much, again, that I don't or didn't then understand or didn't appreciate. Which, thinking about it now, might well have changed because, obviously, you know, my tarot journey has developed. My knowledge of tarot has obviously developed. And now looking at these cards, I kind of do recognise more of the gods and goddess energy in the deck than I did when I first started reading. So it may be that this is time also to come out and start being used more. I'm a total fan of the colour palette. I love me some colourful decks. If you've seen my channel for a hot minute, you'll know that. But look at look at these. They're totally nom. Gorge. I can't remember what the guidebook's like in this, to be honest. So whether the guidebook was a bit, you know, a bit sparse on information, I can't say. Is it worth having a quick look? Love this. This is quite cute as well. Cute. I'm just the wrong word. Okay, this is the guidebook. It's a, you know, a book standard. I'm going to say book standard Fournier in several different languages. Let's just have a quick looky. Do you have a moment? Can you stick around for a wee second while I look up? Okay, so let's give you a bit of an example. Let's go with the the Four of Cups. Not that we're on the cups, we're on the pentacles. Okay, we'll go with the Knight of Pentacles. Normal position, a mature and responsible person, methodical, persistent, laborious. Reverse position, stagnation, carelessness, limited dogmatic views, idleness. So I think that was the problem with this deck, that there is no reference, to what's actually happening in the cards. And there feels like there's so much to delve into that it would have been quite helpful if the guidebook had mentioned the art choices. So yeah, it's another deck I want to work more with. I'm not going to shuffle this one because now I feel like I've got quite a few on my plate to be working with. Okay, the next deck I want to work more with is this one. This is the Pink Snake Tarot. I'm not sure if it's called that in English. This was a, not a FOMO, what's the word I'm looking for? This is the only deck I've ever purchased from a metaphysical shop. It's not called FOMO, it's called, what's it called? I'm drawing a blank, so I'm going to write it on the screen. I kind of got carried away in the moment of being in a proper metaphysical shop, and I was like, woo, I'm going to buy me a new deck. So this is the deck. It was closed, sealed. So I didn't see it, all the cards. I did an exceptionally fast Google search and saw only some of the images, which I really liked. Yeah, and bought it. Just like that. Just like that. And then I haven't done anything else with it. Because once I started looking at the images, I was like, there feels like there's lots going on here which I don't get, I'm not feeling, I'm not seeing, I'm not appreciating. And therefore it felt like I needed to develop and learn much more about tarot before I was able to jump in with this deck, which is really, really silly. Because if you don't just dive in with it, you know, how not you, but how is one going to learn? When I look at this deck now, which I think I've mentioned in a different video showing the same deck, I wonder if the Sweet Twilight Tarot Sweet Twilight would pair well with this deck. And like it, this deck feels like it's in a different realm, or a bit of a trickster dimension, or realm, should I say. And it's like it's got very, very different art styles. It's got a bit of a fae, fantasy feel. But it's also, obviously this reminds me of the Joker and Batman, so it's got a bit of a mismatch of imagery as well, I feel. I mean, this totally gives me like a pagan fae vibe, actually, I've got to say. It kind of makes me think also maybe this would pair well with the Tower of the She. What do we think about that? That might be an interesting pairing. Dare I do that? Do you have a wee moment? I'm going to grab that deck. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I was a bit cheeky and I grabbed both the Tarot of the She and even Tarot Sweet Twilight, because I thought, you know, if we're going to do one, might as well do the other. Did I mention as well, I'm just going to say that these kind of like, obviously like a keyhole, and this kind of reminds me of a doorway, which kind of makes me think about the Arthurian Tarot. I've seen a video with Candy from Candy's Soul and Soil where they were mentioning about the Arthurian Tarot and having this like doorway, which obviously led them into meditation with the card or path working with the card, which kind of makes me think of the same thing with this one. You know, this door, this keyhole, unlocking this hidden realm almost. Yeah, that was just a side thought. Anyway, this is the Tarot Sweet Twilight. I've edged mine in like a burgundy colour, and this is a deck that I have previously used for ancestral work. I know it's very bizarre, but it totally works. And I'm just wondering if the artwork would kind of gel together and maybe open up this deck for me. I don't know. And this wasn't supposed to be about playing with pairs, but you know, we're here, so why not? Let's have a looky. It might give you an idea if you've got this deck yourself, or possibly this one. You know, and it, you know, might well open up the artwork for me. kind of feeling it. Now, the Tarot of Sweet Twilight is, I would say it's an intuitive deck for me, I've got to say. Sorry if you can hear my kitty cat. So this kind of feels, the Tarot of Sweet Twilight and decks like this, where I get this intuitive hit, kind of makes me feel like I've got the permission to use it intuitively, and I don't feel that this one. Oh, that sounds really silly, but it doesn't feel like I've received the permission to read this intuitively. I don't know. I can't explain it. It sounds daft when I say it as well, but I just wonder if maybe pairing it with another deck maybe might, open up that door for me. This is interesting as well. Let's just grab my kitty cat. Okay. Yeah, I'm back. I'm kind of feeling it, I'd be interested to know who the illustrators are or the artists are of both of these decks. Should we have a looky? Okay, so this Tarot of Sweet Twilight, it says Christina Benentender, I want to say. Apologies if that's the incorrect pronunciation of the name. The Pink Snake Tarot. Oh no, this is by Mina Grönstrand, so that's not the same person. But they do feel very similar, do they not? Or is it just me? We can take a couple more cards, and then we're going to try the Tarot of the She instead. I'm kind of wondering, Okay, let's take one more. This is the last one, and then we're moving along to the other deck. Oh, very, very interesting. Okay, this is the Tarot of the She. Mine is heavily modified. I've cut all the borders off. I've even added the, the titles, because the suit names totally threw me every time. I read mine in black. This is what the backs look like. And this is a deck that I definitely read intuitively. So let's have a look at this one. I mean, look at this. This is like totally freaky. This gives me a midsummer vibe. No, not midsummer. Lucia vibe. But then this gives me a bit of a Halloween vibe. I don't know. It's very bizarre. This totally speaks to me of Lucia, which is like 13th of December, I think. Bizarre. Yes, anyway. I feel like I'm babbling now. Apologies. I mean, it's not a no. I felt Tarot of Sweet Twilight was a definite yes straight from the get-go. Oh, I do apologise for my kitty cat. He's been a real cheeky boy. What are we thinking? I'm kind of thinking to bring back the Tarot of Sweet Twilight and try all three together. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Can you be quiet, please? Okay, here we go. I think this is the only deck I'm going to be playing with pairs with, I promise. I don't promise anything, because, anything can happen. Okay, so we've got all three. Let's see how these three read together. So the World, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. Oh my goodness me. That boy is so cheeky, honestly. Love this. Sorry, apologies. Can you be quiet, please? Thank you so much. What are we thinking? I'm finding it difficult to concentrate because I'm thinking about my silly kitty cat. Okay, last one. I sometimes find that watching the video back is easier to see the messages in the cards. whilst filming, I find it quite difficult to take in what's going on in the cards. I'm too busy thinking about flipping them and giving you time to see them. I definitely think these two work. I wonder if these two would work as a combination. I think it's going to be worth having a play with them. I really do. Yes, so that was that one anyway. That was the Pink Snake Tarot. I'm not sure if it's called that in English, but it's a Swedish deck by a Swedish creator. Anywho, we're moving along. Okay, so the next deck that definitely falls into a deck that I feel intimidated by is the Barbara Walker Tarot in a tin. Now, what can I say about this deck? I can say first of all that I modified it. I don't think the deck was particularly happy with me for that. And this deck is just mean. It's totally mean. These are the backs since I've modified it. I much preferred the edges being off on one side, which just suddenly made it a really dinky little deck. You might have all seen the Barbara Walker Tarot. I've used it a couple of times, and honestly, it was like it slapped me around the face. It's really, I find it quite harsh, to be honest. And since then, I haven't really worked with it because, you know, I think I'm harsh enough to myself. I don't need a tarot deck to be that harsh to me as well. So it went back in order, back in its box, and you know, I've just been looking at it thinking, no, you can just wait it out until you're ready to be kind to me. I think I've seen other people mention the same thing about the Barbara Walker Tarot, that it's quite direct and sharp. I think that's a great word for this deck. But I would really like to be using it more often. And it's the same again, like with the, what's that tarot deck called? Grab the box, I can't think of the name. This one. There's obviously a lot of God and Goddess energy in that deck, and I feel there's a lot in this deck as well. Not with God and Goddesses, well, obviously there are, but I just think there's a lot of mythology and a lot of deeper messages in this deck than is covered in the guidebook. Now, I've only got this guidebook, which came with the deck, which is a little white book, which makes me wonder if there is a larger guidebook. It probably is. And I needed more. I need more than this, to be honest. I mean, there is quite a bit of information for a little white book, don't get me wrong, but I need more with this deck, I feel. I feel that, you know, I want to learn all its secrets. Although it probably doesn't want to teach me its secrets because it's, you know, a sharp, mean deck. Sorry, Barbara Walker Tarot, you're not mean, really. You're great. Not really. It's mean. So, yeah, and I love this kind of, you know, witchiness going on within the deck. I feel that whatever I say now to this deck, it just takes it as an insult. And I don't mean it as an insult at all. I'm just, you know, a bit sour because it's so sharp and so... Yeah, it doesn't, not that I want a deck that sugarcoats things, but I mean, it's just like, it totally slaps you in the face. Love it. Love it. Should I do it? Should I get this one out as well? Should I put this in my notorious tarot cart? I don't know, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section. I'm kind of thinking yes, and do you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm not guaranteeing that it's going to be any kinder to me, but I think I need to kind of just get over myself and read it intuitively. Three of Pentacles. Yes, let's work together. Yes, let's collaborate. I'm totally on board with that. Although now look, this is me. I'm totally nervous now by the kindness this deck is showing me. Here's my fear and my anxiety really coming out. But this is positive. I'll go with this. I think the Barbara Walker Tarot wants to work with me. Oh, excuse me. There we go. It's another one coming out to play. Why not? Okay, so the next deck that I really want to work with more often is the Margaret Peterson Tarot. This is a mass market deck. I've had this for a wee while, and I think with this one, I don't feel worthy to work with it. Does that make sense? Is it just me that has these thoughts? I don't know. You know, sometimes when you, well, maybe you don't, but sometimes you kind of open your mouth and just strange things come out. Like strange truths that you didn't even realise that, you know, existed in your mind. That's what happens with these videos. And so, but that is kind of the truth. I don't feel worthy enough to work with this deck. What's that all about? It's bizarre, isn't it? But I think the artwork is absolutely beautiful. I wonder if the thing with this deck is that I've been too, I haven't been ready to sit with the images. I've been in too much of a rush to get the message. And I feel that this deck needs to be really, I need to slow down, and I really need to sit with the image and really take it in to get its message through. So I'm kind of wondering if that's what for the reason that I haven't worked this one, possibly, as well as feeling not worthy. I'm so not worthy. Yeah, and I haven't found any super duper fantastic pairings for this one either as yet. At the minute, there is nothing jumping into my brain. If you have this deck and you pair it, please let me know in the description box and the decks that you pair them with, this one with. I'd be really interested to know. I love this. This is amazing. And I haven't really dived into the guidebook either, although I've heard really great things about it. I don't know. I'm feeling that I should get this one out as well. And you notice, I'm noticing that this one's not even in order, which is interesting. Obviously I have shuffled it and I have looked through it. I don't believe I've read with this one. If my memory serves correctly, I don't think I've read with it. Look at this. Actually, I'm now having a bit of an inspiration. How about the Japaritsi? How about the Japaritsi tarot? Would that work with this? I love this. What are we on? We're on 26 minutes. 26 minutes. Dare I grab the Japaritsi? Oh, I'm gonna do a really quick playing with pairs. Bear with. And I'm back. Okay, so I'm totally thinking a quick play with the Japaritsi with this Margaret Peterson tarot deck. This is the Japaritsi. This is a deck I use for another practice, and it or is dedicated to another practice, really. But I don't. Okay, and this is a deck I've never used at all. These are the backs. I haven't edged mine, which I think I would quite like to do. This is a deck based around this creator who self-imposed, if I remember correctly, David Bowie's face onto their own face and made a kind of combined character out of those two images and created the deck around the image. So a lot of the images, or all of the images actually, are the same character. You follow the same character through the Fool's journey. They are scrumptious, they are luxurious, they are delicious, they are sublime. They are, I've said this before in another video, it reminds me of luxurious fabrics like, I don't know, silk and velvet and, I don't know, it just presses all the buttons, it ticks all the boxes. The majors are obviously all illustrated. The minors are pips, as you'll see here. I'm kind of putting in a few, alternating the illustrated majors with the pip minors. I mean, it's just, isn't it though? It's just gorgeous, and I don't use it. I've never used it, and I think it's because is a pip deck, and I don't think that I'm ready to read pips, which is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So I need to do it. I need to. Sorry, I'm being silly Mowgli. I just need to do it. I love this. I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna say, don't you? I'm gonna get it out this month, and I'm gonna do a reading with it. And I'm also gonna pair it, which I don't know what I'm gonna pair it with, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. The court cards are obviously illustrated. I kind of stopped talking about the cards and just was so busy about thinking about, you know, what I was going to do with the deck this month. This gives me a total Star Trek vibe. I don't know why. I don't know why, and that was a total random comment. But I'm going to do it. I'm gonna shuffle it, and I'm going to use it. Look at me! I've got quite a few decks, extra decks to use for November now. It wasn't the plan. It wasn't my plan with this video to add them in right this moment into my practice, but why not? What's the worst that can happen? What does this deck need me to know right now? What does this deck need me to know right now? I'm going to take that one because that looks like it wants to come out of the deck. The Six of Cups. The Six of Cups! What did I tell you? I told you that card is stalking me. There you go, you see. I wasn't lying. Okay, one more deck. Last deck is this one. The Everglow, a divination system by Tricia Lee Shuffled. Sorry if I've said that incorrectly. I've never used this deck. Purchased it. I think I saw this one on Simon at the Hermit's Caves channel. I think. Yeah, and I got it in. And then I felt too intimidated to work with it, which is silly. These are the backs. Beautiful. Look at this, like light baby blue gilding, which is gorgeous. I haven't even opened them and shuffled them even. And I can't particularly tell you so much about these because I haven't, you know, gone through them. Although I do know, or I think, wait, let me rethink about this. Let me think about this. I think the first, these are split into several kind of suits. And if memory serves correctly, which I don't guarantee anything, the first suit relates to the major arcana, which would make sense. We've got the Fool, we've got the Magician, the High Priestess, obviously. So these relate to the major arcana. I'm kind of feeling a theme here. I'm kind of thinking this would go well with the Pink Snake deck. But don't quote me on that. I really like I was going to say the guide, but that's the wrong word. The keywords on these. I love the illustration style as well. It feels really wild and raw, which has given me another inspirational flash of inspiration here now with a deck that it could go with. Let's move on to those other cards. These are, I feel these are, wait, sorry, bear with, let me just look at this. I've gotten confused. I feel there's court cards as well in here. Yes, look, here we are. Wait, sorry to be a pain. These are the court cards. Messenger. And then we've even got these, which are, I'm assuming, relate to the major arcana cards in this deck, which give you the keywords, which give you extra keywords. And then we've even got, oh look, we've even got, see, I haven't even looked at this deck. And they've even got the houses. So, you know, and look, we've even got some more things here. What we've got here now. You see, it's almost like an unboxing, but not. Action, emotion, security, thoughts, the future, the past, the present, and what do I need to know about now? I mean, you know, I need to get over myself and use these. I mean, look at these, they're beautiful. This has suddenly turned into a long video, but I'm going to just pair it with something. Sorry, I have to. And as if by magic, I'm back. Okay, flash of inspiration, this deck. Tarot of Strange Sprouts or Antlers or branches, depending on how you translate it. Love this deck. It's a French deck. Mass market, you can get it from Amazon France. And I just thought, how about these two together? I'm just thinking the art style would really, really work together. I love these. I mean, these keywords are fantastic. Why am I not using this deck? Why am I not using this deck? I should be totally using this deck. I mean, are they not speaking to each other? Let's just take a couple more because we've suddenly become a very long video. The tower, I love the tower. Hang on or let go. Boom! Mic drop. Hashtag mic drop. Hashtag mind blown. I mean, you know, come on. That just totally speaks to me. The Tower card is my favourite card because I had my major Tower moment myself in 2016, and I was, you know, it was totally a moment of, am I supposed to be hanging on, or should I totally let go and just surrender and go with it? Holy moly! Oh my goodness me! Really, honestly, I'm gonna take a couple more. Ace of Cups with air. Last one, she says, and she's going to take 10 more. The Six of Wands, egoism, altruism. Oh, I'm thinking these are going to be worked with in November. Okay, I'm totally done. Balance, imbalance, temperance. I mean, I couldn't make this up. Come on, party people. Are these two decks not, you know, speaking to each other? Are they not telling us they want to work together? I think they are. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I was going to bring all the decks in and show you all of them, but I'm not. I'm going to just, you know, do my outro while showing you the rest of these cards because they're so gorgeous together. Yeah, thank you for hanging out with me. What do you think about the decks? Apologies for the long video. Apologies for the impromptu playing with pairs. But thank you so much for spending some time with me and sticking it out anyway. Please comment, put the comments in the comment section if you own any of these decks. Please let me know what you pair them with because I really would appreciate that. Yeah, otherwise I'm going to thank you for watching. Have a lovely morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Take care and I really hope to see you the next time. Toodaloo.